Dear listener, welcome on board the Yogavaidhyam Express. Thank you for tuning in to the first ever episode of Yogavaidhyam's podcast. I'm Abhinaya, your host for the day, and might I say, what an excellent choice. You might be wondering what Yogavaidhyam is all about, so let me fill you in. Yogavaidhyam is a venture started in June 2020 by a yoga professional with over 10 years of experience. The overarching aim of Yogavaidhyam is to bring yoga therapy to people, to offer simple yoga practices that focus on improving the flexibility of the body and calming the mind. This episode marks the starting point of our journey aboard the Yogavaidhyam Express. With every stop we make, we'll take a small detour to explore the area before the Yogavaidhyam Express starts for the next station. But where are we going today, you might ask? Well, it's not about the destination, but the journey that's important, right? Shakespeare described the seven stages of life, and here too we'll do the same. What role does yoga play in every stage of human life? How can yoga therapy be leveraged to address some common health issues that occur in every stage of life? Where do we stand in terms of health and fitness from a yoga perspective? These are some questions that will be answered in the course of this podcast. Intrigued? Curious? Excited? Let's start then. Let me introduce to you our first and main speaker on this podcast, Mrs. N. Srividya. Srividya holds a PG diploma in yoga therapy from the Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University and has been teaching yoga and yoga therapy since 2011. She has handled patients with various health issues like breast cancer, autism, PCOD, and even for geriatric wellness. She has also taught yoga for general fitness in public and private sector banks, government offices, international and private schools. It's great to have you on board the Yoga Vaidhyam Express, Srividya.
Thanks for having me, Abhinaya.
Srividya, can you please give our listeners some more details about what we'll talk about in this podcast?
We'll talk about the journey of an individual through different stages of life and how yoga therapy can influence the quality of life. We can divide the life stages of an individual as fetus inside the mother's womb, toddler stage up to 5 years, childhood from 6 to 12 years of age, adolescence from 13 to 25, fully mature adulthood from 26 to 40, middle age from 41 to 60 years of age, and finally, old age from 61 onwards. Today, I will be talking about the first stage, the fetal stage. To be more specific, I will be talking about how yoga is relevant during pregnancy, the process that enables a child's birth in the first place.
I'm really eager to hear what you have to say. Listener, if you are pregnant or have a pregnant friend or spouse, I'm sure this is going to be very insightful.
Life is a journey, and we are responsible for our well being. Sometimes the care we take will influence the life of another person. Our life begins as a single cell after the fusion of egg and sperm. It is an automatic process of progeny formation. Yet, the quality of child's development is important. Expecting mothers are creators. A fetus can recognize the emotions of the mother soon after the first trimester itself. Each and every move of the mother is observed by the baby inside. Is it not the responsibility of the mother to protect and nurture the fetus with due care? Every pregnant woman undergoes a unique experience while she is carrying her child. Maybe an artistically inclined person, such as a writer or a director, can understand what it is to give birth to their own creation. But the real time experience of an expectant mother is incomparable to anything. What can she give to the child in return for this wonderful experience of motherhood? She is the only person who can make the environment conducive so that the child becomes a wonderful being upon delivery. Others can only be influencers or supporters.
So true, Srividya, so true. Maybe that's why pregnancy is celebrated a lot in our Indian culture.
Exactly. Our rituals give importance to motherhood and make the mother feel proud and responsible. Every single mantra uttered during Seemantam ritual is to beget a healthy and knowledgeable progeny. In the ritual of Valaikappu, the girl is made to wear glass bangles by the women at home to make her feel happy. Kappu means to protect. It is an indicator that she should handle herself and the child inside with care, just like she should handle the fragile glass bangles. Yoga at this stage is a must for her. All the usual household activities that involve bending of the body, like sweeping, mopping, and fetching water, it will come handy. She should give herself at least 30 minutes of walking daily. Prioritizing the child, irrespective of the commitments, would be in the best interest of the life that will come on earth. This 9-month period is like a penance to the mother.
Can you give some simple tips that an expecting mother can follow?
Don't become emotional to triggers. Have pleasant mood enhancers. Watch movies that will elevate your mood. Engage yourself in an art form that you can show the child at a later stage. Speak to the child. Connect with the child by sharing your experience at the current moment. Create positive vibes with the child. Any topsy turvy change in your life is secondary to the child when you are the creator. Do some mild yoga and pranayama practices to divert the mind on the positive side and to keep the body and mind flexible.
Thank you for sharing these wonderful tips, Srividya. Can you throw light on some yoga practices or any asanas that a pregnant person can do for a smooth pregnancy?
It is advisable to start yoga practices as per the advice of the doctor, as each body functions differently during pregnancy. Mild exercises like Baddha Konasana, butterfly poses, and lifting of legs sideways while lying on the side will make the delivery easy. Tadasana and Virabhadrasana can help to gain energy during the time of delivery. These are some standing postures. Pranayama makes the pain bearable. It is a must to learn these yoga practices I have mentioned here, but only under the guidance of a teacher. Since each person is unique and every pregnancy is different, only an instructor can assess the person and recommend what practices to be followed by the practitioner. Apart from this, listening to and chanting mantras and slokas will keep the mind calm and serene. As Galil Gibran says, your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of the lives longing for itself. So, the best a mother can do for her child is to keep the environment conducive for the best expression of the child.
Thank you for sharing those asanas. This is definitely going to be a very resourceful guide for expectant mothers. Have you ever taught yoga for pregnant women, Srividya? What was your experience teaching them?
I have taught a few students. While teaching them, they raise every single doubt they have with me, which will make me to be more careful in guiding them. I normally get clearance from the doctor's side before teaching yoga during pregnancy, as there will be specifications of how the body of each individual is. Post delivery yoga practice is also a must to keep the body fit. I do teach them also.
That is great news. Listeners, now you know who to contact if any expecting mother in your circle is looking for yoga classes. Check the details on Yogavaidhyam's YouTube channel to get the contact information. With that said, we come to the very end of our first ever episode of the Yogavaidhyam podcast. Next up, we will be talking about the next stage of life, the toddler phase. Mrs. Srividya and I will be back very soon. Until then, take care and bye.